Hi everybody, this is Sherry, and this is part 3 of my December daily. And what I'm going to do is just show you the few pages that I've gotten done. And this was day 3, which was the 3rd of December, and the kids hung up their stockings in front of the fireplace. And of course that's my husband's and mine on the end. Nobody ever fills mine. I can't figure that out. My kids all get a full stocking. Even my husband with his giant stocking gets a full stocking. I get squat. You know, I'm going to have to write my own letter to Santa or something, because there's just something not right about that. And then I just pulled out my journaling spot, and this was a real simple one. I didn't do a lot of journaling that day. I haven't really been feeling well. But I just took 2 pieces of pattern paper and punched out 1-inch circles and then glued them together. Sorry, I was out of frame. Glued them together to make my pool, and then they just slide underneath my little Santa there. And that'll hold that in there. And then the next day, which was day 4, sorry, I don't have a lot of space here for videotaping. December 4th is Danae's birthday. This is her best friend and some of her best friend's siblings. And she had Danae thinking that she had forgotten her birthday all day. Danae's like, I really can't believe Randa forgot my birthday. I just can't believe she forgot my birthday. And here Randa had planned to show up. She showed up, and after Danae left to go practice for the Christmas program, Randa showed up late for the program because she snuck over here and put Danae's birthday present on her bed. Because after that program, Randa had to go sing at a different engagement. And then after her singing was over, she showed up with her sisters and brother. And this is just a few of Randa's sisters and brothers. She has 8 siblings, Randa does. But they had to sing, they were singing together. And so she showed up with cupcakes for Danae and Danae's favorite chocolate milk. So I journaled about that up here at the top. I journaled how Jessie and I made Danae her birthday dinner, which she wanted fried chicken, mashed potatoes, corn, and stuffing. And so Jessie helped me make the whole thing. And he and I worked really good that day. He was such a big helper. I was really proud of him. And I journaled about that, and I told his daddy what a big helper he had been. And then we've got day 5. And on day 5, I got Happy Mail from Jen Callie here on YouTube. And she sent me this adorable, I love how she alters these coffee sleeves. And I'm wondering, you know, does she drink this much coffee, or is she like kyping a whole bunch of their coffee sleeves when she goes into the coffee shops? Jen, you have to tell me your technique for getting these, because I don't drink coffee. So if you go in and like bat your eyes, and because you're all pretty, the guy gives you a handful, if you think that would work for me, let me know, because I really need to try something. I want to get some of these coffee sleeves so I can try it. Mariah flipped when she saw this. She's like, I eat, I drink, I eat, I drink. So she took my candy cane and she took my hot cocoa mix, and she went in and had her sister make her hot cocoa, and then she got all upset because she couldn't figure out why her candy cane melted in her hot cocoa and came out smaller, which I thought was hysterical. But I saved the wrapper, which I loved, and I love Jen's collaring and her tag, and she had it hooked with this little pin and her little clothespin. So I just put it back in here. Now let's see if I can do it again the right way. I put it back in here, and then I use the little pin, the little safety pin. I'm not very good at this, those little ones. And hooked it all together so it all stayed in my little pocket down there. And then I started making my cookie dough. And here is my daughter. I said, Danae, go get a picture of my cookie dough. So here's my husband taking a picture of my daughter stealing cookie dough. And then on the back, here's a picture of my daughter taking a picture of my husband stealing the cookie dough, which they know they were not supposed to do because I gave them specific instructions not to eat the cookie dough. But they did. And that day, I made chocolate chip, peanut butter, and M&M cookies. And then the next day, Danae's friends, or, you know, I didn't know exactly what Randa was going to do, so we had planned to have Danae a birthday party on the 6th, and she got an ice cream cake, and which is her favorite, and she asks for one every year. She gets an ice cream cake. Well, some of the kids showed up early, and they decided they was going to help me with my cookies, which this is the batch I made, guys. You don't want to see the batch they made. They squeezed like, I don't know, like 2 dozen cookies on a cookie tray, or on a you know, cookie sheet. And if you know anything about baking, you know that 2 dozen cookies on a cookie tray, when they melt and bake, turn into one giant lump of a cookie. And then they got them, what's a nice way of putting this? Extra crispy. You know, if you like extra crispy, one solid lump of a cookie, then I've got some for you. I almost cried when I went in. I was like, that's like 3 batches of, it's like 6 batches of cookie dough, because they did it 3 times, and I was almost in tears. And so I made the 1 batch that they ended up having. They left and went to the Christmas parade and then came back. They started with eating hot dogs and chips and dip and all that, and then they left, went to the parade, came back, and had the ice cream cake. And while they were gone, Mariah and I made an actual batch of cookies. And Mariah, out of the kindness of her heart, agreed to be my taste tester. And again, right here is my journaling about Danae's birthday and their giant cookies. And then what I fixed for lunch that day, because I fixed this big meal for Royce because he'd been working so hard. And they called him in, and he's like, I'll be back by noon. I was like, okay, I'll have lunch ready at 2. That way we'll eat a little late, because I'd give him time to get here and shower and, you know, relax. And he doesn't get here. So we ended up eating his delicious lunch without him. And how my daughter has started to drop, and they're thinking that the baby will be here by next weekend. Yes! 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 So I'm excited about that. And that was day 6 right there. And that's it for my December daily so far. My plan is to bake all of my cookies today with minimal to little teenage help after last night's disaster. And Mariah and Jesse are already fighting over who's going to be my taste tester and who gets their picture taken first, which Jesse wants the M&M cookies first, and since he picked them, he thinks he should get his picture taken. Mariah thinks because she's the youngest, she should get to taste test every one of the cookies. So I don't know what we're going to do here, but I'm sure we will figure it out. And I have really enjoyed this. And if you have not done a December daily, this is the first one I've done. And every ones that I've seen so far is different. I just got done watching Jen Evers and her December daily, and you know, I love how she's doing hers, and she's using a smash book. So I mean, everybody's is different, and I just think that's so awesome how we can make it however we want. And I'm a visual person, so for me to remember the things, I have to see them. You know, where Jen seems to be more of making and writing down and journaling, and that seems to spark her memory. Where when I see this, or, you know, Danae stealing the cookie dough, you know, these are things that I will remember. And I had to make a triple batch because I knew that her and her dad would be into my cookie dough, at least my chocolate chip cookie dough. The rest they're pretty good about waiting on, but the chocolate chip cookie dough my family thinks is up for grabs. So I hope you guys like this. I'll be back in a few days with a new update, and hopefully by the end of next week I'll be back with an update of my new grandson. So thank you guys for visiting me today, and Merry Christmas. Bye!